puppies. There's nothing cuter than a little litter of puppies, dependent upon their mother. At the time that they're born, they have two senses, the sense of smell and the sense of touch. They can't hear yet, they can't see yet. They're totally dependent upon their mother for all their care, or whoever their caregiver is if something's happened to their mom. Mom cleans up after them, she stimulates them to pee and poop, and they're all under the care of their mom to keep them healthy, keep them safe. And their job is to sleep and to eat and to pee and to poop. They're just sweet and cuddly and wonderful little puppies. At this time, their ears are closed and they cannot hear anything. And their eyes are closed and they cannot see. So they're dependent upon the sense of smell and the sense of touch to find their mother and to keep themselves fed. Nothing is cuter than little puppies and their mothers taking such good care of them and keeping them safe and letting them grow and become strong. Even during these first week and 2 weeks of these puppies' lives, even though they can't see and they can't hear, they're having new experiences every day of their life. As they move around, they touch each other, they feel each other, their mother's taking care of them, licking them, and they have new experiences, how things feel under their feet, the different smells that they have in the room and the things that are going on around them. That even though they can't hear and they can't see, they're still experiencing new things all the time as they're meant to do as they're growing during these first 2 weeks. Their legs are going to start getting stronger, they start moving around a little bit more, and they become more mobile as they get more strength in their legs. And as they move around more, they're having even more and more experience as far as the different types of when they run into other puppies and they crawl over the top of them or they crawl over the top of their mother and they just start exploring. Even though they can't see, they still start having these senses get stimulated as little puppies. As they get stronger and stronger, they start having more and more experiences each day in their little lives, and they have lots of fun just moving around and learning about all new things. Now you see the puppies when they're a week old. They're starting to move around a little bit. Their legs are getting stronger. They're up as they need to be. As a predator, they need to be up and going at a very early age. Now when they're 2 weeks old, their eyes are opening. They're starting to see more things. Their ears are opening. They're starting to hear things going on around them. And you see how much more mobile are at just 2 weeks of age. These puppies are learning how to get up, get around, use their bodies, and start learning how to manipulate themselves around the world. Now when you look at puppies that are 4 weeks old, they are up, their legs are strong, they're much bigger, they're mobile, they can fight, they can play, they can practice all those behaviors they need to do to be an adult dog. Their ears are starting to form up in the shape that they're going to be. You've got a very smart looking little puppy here at 4 weeks old, and that's how much they've changed from the 2 weeks until they're 4 weeks. Here's another 4-week-old puppy, and again, you just look at how big and strong they are, how upright their legs are. They can run. They're no longer little unstable puppies. And this is at 4 weeks of age, from just 2 weeks since the previous puppies. Now as you look at puppies that are 5 weeks old, they're up, they're running, they recognize people's voices, they can wag their tail, they can interact, they can start learning little simple behaviors. They know how to run, they know how to wrestle, they know how to look for food, and they're very interactive with people at this age. Okay, and now we're taking a look at puppies here. They're between 10 and 11 weeks old. Oh, this is Bam and Bright, and they're out for their morning walk. And each day they go for a walk to a different part of the property, and there's nothing real, difficult or pre-planned. She's going to take them for a walk. This is Becky walking them out. She's at this time looking at sight things where she's going from out in the bright into the dark. going up a couple stairs, and then bringing them back out into the open and into light again, and just getting them used to going through changes of light, changes of scenery. It's kind of tight, and then back out into the open again. At this point in time, today she's gonna show them the trailer, and Becky will climb on the trailer from the front, and it's probably gonna be very difficult for them to get on the trailer, and this is just problem solving to see if maybe they can figure out how to get to Becky. She's got some food to motivate them. They're running around trying to figure out how this is going to work and how they're going to solve this problem. And they just did. Get a good reward for this. And she's probably saying their name and feeding them one at a time. Now she'll come off the trailer. She'll show them how to get off. And then turn right around and get back on the front again. And this is just a test to see if they remember how they solved that problem. And it's just getting the puppies to think and to learn. And then, are they going to remember how they got up there? And there they go. Good puppies. When puppies are raised, it's important for us, we'll explain all this later, but lots of different surfaces under their feet, a lot of different smells, different sights. We don't get too, like saying scientific about this, but we'll go out each day and maybe just move things around a little bit, so they're a little bit different. She probably would have snuck into that pen to see if they could figure out how to get in there, but they're already right there with her and they would see her walk in, so she'll skip that. Try that on a different walk. And this doesn't have to be just puppies. We do the same thing with rescue dogs that come in, new dogs that come in, and just get them used to just going out and just being a dog, walking around with us out in the open, and just learning about different sights, smells, sounds, different surfaces under their feet and how that feels. They're up on a pallet. They're kind of, they'll fall through a little bit. Generally by the second or third time that they're on the pallets, they very methodically step, and their feet no longer fall between the spaces in the pallet. But that's something they have to learn. We can't teach them that. That's something they have to learn on their own, how to place their feet and how to keep their own balance and how to take care of themselves when they're walking and how to take a look at their environment. These are things they have to learn on their own. We can expose them to it. These are things that they have to learn. Sometimes they might have fall off something, but it's always really low. Now she's using the body language and just see if they'll just follow her hand around. And just very basic body language beginning. Just to see if they'll pay attention to what her arm's doing. And if they can see if they can go around the barrel. Not trying to train them any agility or anything, just seeing what their observation skills are like at this point. Good puppies. Now she turns the barrel over, and just to see if they're willing to try to figure out how to get up there and get their food by placing their feet up on the barrel. And again, just a different surface, different sights, just different things they're being accustomed to. A little bit of problem solving. Eager, willing, and the puppies trust that they can do this. Now there's two different puppies here. This is Blake and Boost. And they'll go out and probably do a little walking. She's going to walk through where the fire was. Just let them get exposed to the smell of the burnt wood, the ash and stuff that's there. Just a exposure to a little bit different smell than what they would normally have on a walk. and they just get used to having new sights. A lot of it is exposure to different surfaces. Now they're kind of in the middle of the drag there, and again, they've got to learn how to place their feet and not just fall through. And once they've been in there a time or two, they very methodically step their way through. There's a puppy. He's paying a lot of attention. She's paying attention to what she's doing with her feet. The puppies get very brave. They'll climb up on anything. They'll go up and over and through just about anything because they trust that they're not going to be hurt. And they get rewarded when they are brave, and good tail carriage on all these puppies. We would stop if a person saw a puppy getting intimidated and maybe a little bit fearful of some elements in the environment. But as long as they are up and happy, and that one's going to have to learn how to place her feet better. And these puppies also, we don't allow them to bite at each other or chew on each other. And you'll see in all the videos with the puppies that they very politely go out for walks together without crashing into each other or trying to bite each other. And they're interactive with the people, not so much interactive with each other. We try not to imprint them from the beginning that it's more important to go out with the other puppies and bite and grab and run and race. And instead, they're very, very content to be interested in what it is that the human wants them to do. And they'll be polite to each other and not hit each other, not bite at each other. These puppies and the two in the previous video are very respectful. And all the puppies can go out together and they just kind of explore their environment. They look at new sights and sounds, and the one thing that they probably are not imprinted on is going out and just being crazy and racing from place to place and trying to outrun each other and be competitive against each other. They'll learn all about speed later on. But right now they're learning about how to interact with a person. And these are puppies here, but like I said, it's the same thing if you had an older dog. Just teaching older dogs to go out and be together and interact with each other without biting at each other or hitting each other and slamming against each other's bodies. We don't want them to accidentally hurt themselves, by being hit by another dog. There's so many injuries. So we teach all of our dogs, whether they're new dogs that are older or young puppies, that not to hit each other and not to bite at each other and not to make physical contact. Their job is, real important job, is to interact with the people and see what it is that people want from them. I'm getting used to step up on a rubber bucket. Again, just another surface. No official training plates. And you see Becky do a lot of work here where she doesn't necessarily feed them in front of her legs, but she feeds them off to the side of her body. It's important for the dog's very beginning lessons to realize that the space right in front of the handler belongs to the handler, and they should not impede the ability for the handler to walk forward. There's times we're going to teach them to come and do behaviors in front of us. But when we're walking, we don't want the puppies to walk in front of us. Now they're going to do another little part where there's some rebar over some 2x4s. And again, just another surface and another way for them to learn how to put their feet down and how to pay attention to their environment. While still focusing on us, they also need to focus on where they're at and what to do. As we go into the next videos, we're going to explain what it is that in sync, what we're trying to create in these dogs, of having a dog that is focused on their people, that can be together in a group and still be more attentive to the humans than what they are to each other. They don't bite, they don't growl, they don't try to grab each other, and they don't try to get physical with each other. We do not play toys with puppies when they're very young because we don't want to imprint the puppies that the first thing we want them to do is be overexcited about things in motion. We will play with toys with all the puppies later on, and they all will learn how to do toy play and be excited about toy play. But in the very beginning, the first steps are getting these puppies to be happy, focused dogs that are very content in their environment, very excited to be around people and work with people, and that are not going to have high stress situations just because another dog's in motion or another dog is in their vicinity and around. They don't need to break and go play with that one. Later on, we'll do play groups and they'll have lots of fun together. But the first imprinting on a new dog or a new puppy is to do that imprinting for that human-animal bond, so the dog is most happy interacting with the person. And then we'll add in those other things. They're also going to be very entertaining for them and have a lot of fun. But we certainly don't want to imprint them and then later tell them not to get overexcited when they're in motion, because we don't want the puppies to come out and be in an adrenaline rush every time they come out to work or play, that we want them to be overexcited because they're going to run with other dogs or they're going to chase toys. That'll come later, and we'll talk about that in the upcoming videos. In part 2, we'll start discussing a lot of the details of these videos. And stay tuned, we're going to have a lot of fun, and we'll talk about how we got these puppies to the stage that these are now, and what you can do with your older dog or your new dog to create that dog that is super excited to be a part of your life, want to interact with you, and really enjoy your company, and have a good time learning with you, and that they're always in a good state of mind and enjoy all of their time with you. So we'll move on to part 2.